Hey, good morning. It's still dark out. It's time for coffee, breakfast. We'll head out and see if we can talk some more gold out of the ground. Absolutely beautiful out here this morning. The temperature is gorgeous. It's a great time to be camped out in the high deserts. And I'm pretty confident we're going to get some gold today. I do know one thing. It is going to be an absolutely beautiful day. So let's go. In here. These quartz veins running through this stuff. Man, I think it's going to make a great art table. So, as you can imagine, out here in the desert, pieces of paper aren't that abundant. I know you probably thought they were, but they're not. I do happen to have a jug of water or two, probably more than that. So hopefully I can set my jug down there and use it to draw on. And what we can do is have a little bit of fun here. So, remember the last video I was telling you about the wash? I'm kind of draw it out here. Now, despite the rumors, I'm not a perfect artist. So, the 3 nuggets, or whatever it was I found in the last video, came from down here. Right in this little area. There's a couple nuggets right here. And you saw I dug out over here. I, detected all through here, didn't find anything. I ran this wash all the way up. I didn't find anything. I even dug some of it out. So I went back to square one, where I found it, because I thought there would be more up the wash for sure. Then I said, well, I have to branch out from here and see where it goes. And I started kind of doing that in the last video. So I started going up the hill, because there's a hill here. And so I went up the hill. You saw me go over to the side. I call this the ray of sunshine method. And I started just kind of going out, trying to figure out where is this gold coming from. Because there's a slope here. It could have came this way, but I had a feeling that it came this way. This didn't quite have all the puzzle pieces together, so I started branching out. I go out a little bit further and a little further, and I wasn't finding anything. And you can see the flaw in this technique, but it does work. The flaw is that you have gaps. So maybe this should be called the spider technique, but I call it the ray of sunshine. So I came back from here, and I start doing spirals, and I start spiraling out. Bigger and bigger, and sure enough, I ended up hitting another piece of gold up here. When I was up there, I noticed there was a bedrock ridge kind of running along in here like this, right along the side of the creek. And I thought to myself, I said, I wonder if that is where the wash originally flowed, and that's why the gold is here. And I started finding it up here, came across, and I found nuggets in a couple different areas. But I started here, started going out, then I started spiraling. It just took a while. It didn't happen like in 10 minutes. That was pretty deliberate. And you can often use this in these 1 nugget or 2 nugget washes where you're like, man, there's just nothing here. I even went up, I did a little digging, I, did all this, and that's just it. And I'll never go back, or wait till it rains real hard, then I'll go back. Well, don't give up so easy. Change your technique. It really, really helps. So anyway, this is pretty cool. And let's put a couple happy little birds in here as a tribute to Bob Ross. What do you think? A couple little happy birds. Maybe we'll put a little sunshine up here. A little sunshine behind the birds. Happy cool. And a happy little cloud. There we go. What a happy little day, huh? That's pretty cool. So let's do a bigger Bob Ross tribute. Let's turn our easel over here a little bit. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun and do a Bob Ross tribute. Are you ready? Now, I'm not much of an artist, but I'll give it a try. So I think the first thing that we're going to need is a tree. Well, our tree is going to look like this. You're probably going, now, what kind of a tree is that? Well, you'll see. Let's put some consummate V's in it. Just like that, some consummate V's. You're like, what's a consummate V? I'm like, I don't know, I heard it in another video. So, and we'll put a leaf down here like that. Just like that. Happy little leaf. There's no wrong. This is your happy little tree. And another leaf up here like that. Look at that. It's starting to come together. Just a happy little tree. There's no wrong, and there's probably one over this way. Never seen a palm tree without multiple palm things, whatever you call them. I think we need one more, so I'm going to put it back here. Remember, there's no wrong. You can't do wrong. Put a couple coconuts in your tree. You want something to eat, right? There you go. Huh, I think that tree, I think it's not complete. So maybe where do we live? Maybe we live in Hawaii and we have a grass hut right here. Look at that. Probably thinking, man, dude, you're stoned. All right, so there's our grass hut. Let's put a roof on it. Our grass hut needs a roof, right? It's gonna get wet. Maybe we'll build a porch on it too. There's a porch. There's some water, no Hawaii, and some footsteps. Because we like to go down and we like to get in the water, right? Isn't that great? I'm gonna put a couple happy little birds flying here. There we go. That's starting to really take shape. I'm having more fun doing this than showing you the technique. Then maybe what we can do in the background is we can add some mountains back there. Look at that. Some mountains. Oh, isn't that awesome? There's sunshine up here. Putting out some rays of sun. Because sunshine's good for you. There we go. Isn't that awesome? So, tribute to Bob Ross. We could even get crazy and like do a volcano. Isn't that awesome? So, Bob Ross tribute. Happy little tree. Little grass hut with a porch. Happy little bird, sunshine. And no, I'm not stoned. But anyway, I do like to have fun. So, on this side, you have the technique. You have the technique for, you know, the spiral and the ray of sunshine. Ray of sunshine first, then the spiral. That's how I did it, but you can alternate. There's no right or wrong, just like the happy little tree. And hope you've enjoyed the video. I like having fun. I like drawing, I guess. It looks halfway decent. You know, maybe I'll put it on eBay. Hey, anyway. Good morning, everybody. Back on the trail for gold. So today, I'm not too far away from the spot where the last video was filmed, where I found 3 nuggets, and I dug everything out in there. I've been detecting around this area, and I went upstream in that wash, and I dug out a little bit more. I did not find anything. It was just like those 3 nuggets were there, and that's it. It's kind of like a 1 nugget wash. So you always ask yourself, you know, how did these nuggets get there? Why aren't we finding more? There should be more. And sometimes that's the way it goes, but it's a technique that I like to use in these situations. It helps me expand the area. And it's basically a spiral pattern or sun pattern, and I'll draw it out for you later. But right now, I want to recover these targets in here, and I'll show you what they are when we get them, so you can dig them with me. I got to remember where they are again. So give me a few seconds, and we'll refine these targets, I hope. I'm pretty sure that's a hot rock there. I don't think I'm balanced. You guys still say that's a hot rock? We'll find out. I'm not too keen on that sound. It sounds more like a hot rock than anything. Yeah, that's definitely not anything I'm digging. But I got a couple targets in here. I got to find them again because I put the camera down and this gear, and there's one there. Can you hear that? Turn the sensitivity up a little bit. And that's probably a pretty easy sound to miss. I think that would be pretty darn easy to miss that sound. It's quiet. So I'm pretty interested in it. Hopefully it's not another piece of lead. But we will find out together. So let's come down here and take a look. Get my glasses on. And I'm one-handing it, so as always, seems like I'm always one-handing it. All right. Set a tripod here. Let's see what we get. See if I can get this camera angled correctly. How are we looking? Are we looking good there? I think we're looking good there. I think we're looking good there. Break some of this rock up. And again, I'm a little ways away from where those 3 nuggets were. And I basically I'm basically doing my spiral pattern. And I'll show you what that is later. But sometimes when you're finding nuggets and they just run out, it's a pattern that will help you find more. And there's a, you know, I just name them whatever I feel like they're called. Spiral pattern, sun pattern. It doesn't matter what they're really called. So definitely got target in here. You got to deal with me being like half asleep. It's early. Need more coffee. Something in here. I'm actually going to go get the blow tube. Hang tight. It won't take me long. All right, I'm back. That was fast. That was fast. Ooh. Is that it? I don't know. Ah, gotta wake up. I'm not seeing anything pop out, so I'm thinking it's a BB, but we'll see. We'll see what it is. Kind of get some of this dug up in here. Scrape down, dug up. All right. Whatever it is, I think we got it. That's just my ring. I think we got it. Maybe we don't have it. I'm not positive that we do have it. No, we don't have it yet. Alrighty. Oh, I thought I saw something. I really need to wake up and pinpoint this target. I'm still on the upslope here. All right, I think we definitely moved it, whatever it was. All right, let's see if we got it this time. I think it's a BB. I think it's a BB. I don't see any gold shine. Break some of this stuff up in here. I think we got it. I think we got it that time. Man, I'm like half asleep sloppy, but that's okay. That's okay. Morning has to start somewhere. Yeah, there's something in there. I think it's a BB. Hear the bees buzzing? Something in there. Ooh, is that it? Ooh, that's it. What do we have? Look at that. That's a gnarly, coarse piece of gold right there. Hang on. A little spit shine. There we go. Look at that. You can see the gold right there in the host rock. Isn't that pretty? That's the first nugget of the day. Actually a specimen. All right, not bad for being half asleep. And being sloppy. And almost falling over. Okay, so now let's hear that satisfying sound. We ready? Oh, there's a specimen in my hand. It's in the poke. There's that satisfying sound. Oh, that's the sound I like. Right there. That's a satisfying sound. So we got one. I thought that was going to be a piece of lead. So I'm definitely very, very pleasantly surprised with that target. So let's keep going in here and see what we get. Get the old blow tube. And a scooper. Looks like I'm very well balanced. You can see this is very interesting bedrock in here. I'm coming off a slope of a hill. I really need to move some of this stuff around. Target there. Look at the target. Yeah, I think there's a target right there. I'm pretty sure that's a target. Let's dig it. See what we get. All right. Pretty far down in there, so hang tight. I'm going to get the pick, and I'll be right back. Camera set here. Doesn't fall over. There we go. Alrighty, let's see what we get here. Don't tell me it's a hot rock. It's a hot rock. Dang, hot rock. Yep. The hot rock. It is some hot ground. So that's the way it goes. Gotta wake up and get more in tune with the signals. Since I got the pick out, I'll take some of this down. We'll see if we get. See, there's a lot of rocks in here. Need to be moved anyway. We'll do that. Do a little digging. A little digging never hurts. Good for me. There we go. That doesn't sound like a hot rock. It's a little bit more crisp. So let's move the camera up here. Let's take a look and see where it's filming. I'm trying to get better at filming this stuff. I got a target. Let's see if we can kind of pinpoint where it is. That sounds good. Look at these book pages. You want to be careful not to push whatever it is down even further. But you gotta kind of dig it out here. Scrape this material out. Move these around. And you can see how much material I've just taken out of this area of book pages where I think the target is. All right. I don't want to keep pushing. See how it's really easy to keep pushing targets way down in there. Okay. Let's see. All right, we got the target out from wherever it was sitting. Let's see if we can recover it now. All righty. All right, well, we got the target. Ooh, I like that. Oh, that's sharp. That's a sharp sound. Definitely not in there anymore. You can kind of look at what I'm seeing here. Look at my hand. Once you get gold covered in dirt, it can be really hard to see. Oh, there it is right there. Now they're nice nugget. See that? Host rock, gnarly, coarse. Let's clean it up. Again, that's two real close together. Now it's just wedged down those book pages. Just wedged in there nice and deep. That's pretty. Look how coarse that is. Look at the host rock. That is a really, really nice piece of gold. I'm happy. I'm half asleep and I'm finding nuggets. Nothing's better than that, eh? All right. Let's get the old poke out. What the heck did I do with it? I don't even know what pocket I put it in. That's not good. What did I do with my poke? All right, I actually put it in my back pocket. All right, there's one in there. And we'll drop this one in there. Ready? It's going to be a bigger clunk. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. That's a satisfying sound. There we go. Got to rebalance here a little bit. I'm going to try to keep the coil centered, or the camera centered on the coil, so you can see what I'm doing here. That sounds like a hot rock. Notice how it's just not a very sharp target. This all needs to be dug out. So let's dig it out real quick. Let's just take a few moments here. Kind of bust this up. I'm not ready to leave this area yet. Might be some small ones down here. See if we can kind of level the playing field. Sounds like a hot rock to me. Yeah. Very difficult ground to balance in. And that's 2. Yeah, well, more right there. Let's keep going. That sounds legit. That sounds legit to me. Yeah, that's a legit target. You can tell the difference just by the sound it makes. And if I'm wrong, I'll be like, oh. Yeah, there's definitely a target in here. Let's see what it is. Probably got too much material in this scoop. Okay. Tell me it's that rock right there. It is. Oh my gosh. I thought for sure it was a target, but then I'm half asleep. So, real hot rock. Yep. That one fooled me, but that's what hot rocks do, especially when you're half asleep. had about 4 hours sleep last night, so I'm doing pretty good. Alrighty. So that's 2 gold, 1 tricker. So let's keep going. What a beautiful morning. What a beautiful morning. Oh, there's something cool over here we can take a look at real quick. I'll do this before the camera runs out. Check out the spider web. And I'm just showing this not for you desert dogs, but for you guys who aren't from the desert, but check it out. This is one interesting web. It's a wolf spider. He's probably fair size. Made definitely made a nice little web in here. I'm not going to disturb it. You can see it's catching all kinds of things. Alrighty, I squirreled. I'm getting easily distracted from what I'm trying to accomplish here. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay to get distracted. Uh-oh, there goes my poke. You see that? Not losing my marbles, I'm losing my nuggets. Man, it is hot ground in here. I think it's near one of those hot rocks. Yeah, that's a hot rock. That's just, that thing is a screamer too. All right, look, we got some, what's this strange stuff called sunlight over here? Look at that, got some sunlight coming up. That's awesome. So I've got a couple more targets. I've moved probably, I want to say, see how far that is. That's probably 20 feet or so that I've covered in the last 25 minutes. Just kind of coming through. Probably going a little faster than I should, but I'm just kind of cherry picking. I've got a couple targets here. I got one here. I've got one back here somewhere, but I think that's a hot rock. So we'll see. Now, there's something there. Let's take a look. And we shall see what we shall see. Down here. Kind of break some of this rock up. Alright. Could just be this mineralized section of rock. Maybe that was it. I don't know. Let's see. Am I even in the right area? At blow tube time. Ooh, that's all nugget. Something here. Somewhere. But where it is, I don't know. I think it's a BB. I think it's a BB. I think I'm just kind of chasing it around here. Hope I'm wrong. Is that it? All right. Oh, wait a minute. Is that gold? Well, they had me fooled for a second. Let's scoop some of this material up. It's a piece of gold. It's definitely covered in dirt on it. This dirty ground like this, and these nuggets can be, they shine up, but they have a lot of host rock in them. They can be really difficult to see. Wedged down in here somewhere. Let's see. Still in there. There's something in there. Oops, get too close to the camera. Camera back a little bit. I think I got it out, whatever it is. I'm just not seeing it. If I get it in the scoop, you can tell the tale. We'll tell the tale. I can't wait to show you guys the technique I'm using in this area to keep finding gold. I think you'll like it. I'm not doing a good job of pinpointing this morning. That's okay. I'm not going to be too hard on myself. We finally get it. Is amateur hour over? We finally get it. All right, let's see. We got it. Every time I hear a clunk like a rock, I think it's a nugget. All right, let's take a look in the scoop. Some dirty stuff in there. Not seeing anything shine up. I think I see it. There it is, right there. That's it. It's a piece of gold with some gnarly host rock in. Let me see if I can turn it in the light. Now the battery actually died. I have a spare with me today. The battery actually died right there at the end. But anyway, there it is again. Look at that. Just a gnarly coarse piece of gold trapped. It was trapped down in here. So this patch is continuing, but it's not super concentrated. And again, I'll kind of explain to you later how I'm doing this. And hopefully you'll find it helpful. You may think I'm nuts, but it's a technique that works for me. And I hope it works for you. So let's hear that satisfying sound again. Are you ready? Oh yeah, baby! Oh yeah! So I'm pretty stoked. Ran through one camera battery already. Luckily, I have a spare today, and got some lead, got some gold, and a couple hours into the hunt, and this patch is continuing. It's not concentrated in one super area. It's kind of spread out along the same hillside, but we're getting there. We're slowly getting there and dialing in what's here. I really need to bring 4,500 in there, 45,000. But anyway, I'm having fun doing what I'm doing. So let's keep going. There's another few targets right in here. Let's see what we get. We gotta find them again. Definitely need to dig this down a little bit. There's another one. Right. That sounds good. And I kept thinking a couple of these in here were hot rocks, but so let's break all this up here. Alrighty, definitely got something down in here. Yep, there's something in there. Oh, there's a piece of gold right there. You see it? You see it? You see it get warm? Right there, look. Wow, look at that sucker. Look at that. A little bit different character to it. Oh, no, it's actually the same. Coarse, just not as much host rock. I was going to say horse rock. Not as much horse rock in there. That's a bunch of horse pucky. It's host rock, so say it correctly. Let's flip it over. See the other side of it. Oh yeah, it's just the same coarse. It's actually kind of pointy in my finger. Alrighty, so right in here, there's two. Got a couple back there. Oh yeah, get out of the way. Be right back. dusty. I can deal with dust. There's definitely some hot ground there. Let's see if there's anything in the immediate vicinity. Let's continue down this way a little bit. Definitely sounds a little hot there. Yeah, it's pretty hot. This is all one hillside, just from the last video. Coming across. And there's a wash right here. I was in a wash. You saw in the last video I was in a wash. Kept tracing it up this hill. I didn't find any more gold in the wash. I'm out of the wash. And that's more common than you think in these desert environments. A lot of times the washes are just super concentrated with gold. And sometimes they're not. Sometimes people walk away, they'll find a couple nuggets in the wash and they'll say, well, that was it. And I'll show you a little technique I like to use. That's exactly what I'm doing in here. This really needs to be gritted off. The reason I say that is you can see when I'm detecting here, it can be difficult to perfectly overlap your swings. And you know, if you're in here all day, especially early in the morning like I am, and if you're half asleep or a little tired from hunting, it's easy to forget where you've been. And gritting is actually super simple to do. That's pretty good there. Yeah. Yeah, if it was, nope. Nope, one-way target. Some of these hot rocks are two-way, which they do get you excited. Let me tell you what. That sounds pretty good. It's not going the right way, but sure is a crisp sound, isn't it? Grab the pick real quick. Pick work. I think that's pick work. I got a feeling it's going to be hot ground. We'll see. No, definitely not hot ground. I dug something out. Let's see what it is. Yeah, I think it's hot ground. One of those two rocks. Not that one. That one on top. Yep, that's it. That fooled me there. Take a really close look at it together. And I'm not seeing anything that's screaming gold. I'll put it in my pocket and crush it, but I think it's a hot rock. Got me excited there for a second. Oh well, that's the technical. You can see I'm just taking my time. If you really want to grid something like this off, and I'll just show this to you just in case you don't know. The easiest way to do it is determine what your swing length is. And I'll tell you, so my swing length is about like this. And so I know I go from about here to about here. That's pretty effective, right? If you want to grid, it's really simple. You want to be really thorough. There's one line there. There's one line there. And what you have to do is stay between those two lines, just like that. Back and forth. Overlap your swings. Nice and slow. This is how you become super thorough. So you don't miss things. Very thorough, just like this. Nice and slow. No hurry. You can swing slow. You can swing fast. I suggest you swing slow. I'm not hearing anything pop out at me. When you're in a nuggety area like this, I mean, I will do this to this entire area before I'm done. But the next thing you do, you know, you have your little grid zone. You take it down just a little bit, just like that. I'm just scraping off a little bit of dirt. And so it's starting to look like a, you know, like a scrape. Kind of like, you know, just in the shape of the grid, just like that. Just taking it down. And again, just showing you a technique to cover a hill. The target there. I think it's a real target. Maybe one there. By doing this and you're removing that little bit of dirt, you're giving your coil a little bit more depth. Let's go back to this one. Okay, so it sounds like there's a real target there. Use my magnet real quick. You know, I haven't found anything ferrous in here, just lead and gold. It's going the lead and gold direction, so let's see what it is. Set the camera up. Focus correctly. Hopefully I'm getting better at my camera angles here. All right, there's my hand. Let's see if we can pinpoint this. Yeah, sounds really good. Nice and crisp. You can see just by taking a little bit of dirt off, I was able to get something I missed before. I'm just chasing it around. Could be a hot rock. Could be a target, but I think it's a target. I think it's a letter of gold. Push it this way, that way I'm not continually moving it. Alrighty, I think I got it. Alright, let's see what we got. Yep, there's something in there. If you want to be a good detectorist, you want to get gold, work the ground. Don't just detect it and go home and go, no, I didn't get nothing. You didn't get nothing because you didn't try. That sounds mean, doesn't it? I'm a big meanie. I'm a big meanie. There's something in this scoop. and take a look together. I mean, nothing's jumping out at me unless it's maybe that. I don't think that's it. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's it right there. Another piece of lead. Now you watched me swing over that area. I didn't even hear it. I gridded it. I took down a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, I don't know how much of an inch of dirt. And suddenly I leveled the playing field between my coil and the ground. And I found a target. This could have just as easily been a piece of gold. And this is really what it's all about. It's about how you approach detecting. You know, a lot of times people watch videos and you're just seeing people detecting and they're just detecting and they go. You have to dig washes out. You have to grid hillsides. You have to dig them down a little bit. And this is how you become successful. So you see, you know, look like on YouTube and you see people pulling gold out left and right. And you're like, man, it's just super lucky or it's super secret. Yeah, well, there's probably a lot of that involved. There's also a lot of technique involved. And a lot of times the technique is really just common sense and experience. And this is what it's all about. That's why I'm trying to slow down and show you how I'm doing this. Because I know between there, what I just found behind me, and down the way, I'm up around 10, 12 nuggets total. And it really comes down to not giving up. Nuggets usually don't travel alone. Patches, you know, can be very, very small. They can be longer, but they're generally pretty small. But you have to let the gold tell you what's happening, and that can be a hard concept to accept. But that's the way it is. So anyway, you just saw the gridding technique. It's a piece of lead. Cleaning up the desert again. Underappreciated as always. Us detectors and prospectors were underappreciated. But there we go. I just got one. And so a little demonstration of a technique, and I will do that to this entire area before I'm done with it. But today I'm looking to get the easy stuff. I think that ground's just wet there. Maybe someone took a leak there. You don't know what you go find until you go looking. Believe me. You just don't know. Yeah, hot rock. That's a hot rock. So here's a little ridge. This bedrock ridge, it kind of continues along this way, comes over here. We swung through here earlier. I don't know if I had a camera on for that. And the bedrock ridge comes around here and over here. And this is what I've been following. If you're paying attention to this video, I'm following this ridge, this bedrock ridge. Comes around here. I'm on the hill, even though it may not perfectly look like it. Right here and right here. Now maybe this wash that's nearby flowed through here. Maybe this was actually where, you know, this was the original channel. Maybe this was the original channel, you know, 1,000,000 years ago. I have no idea. I'm just letting the gold tell me the story. So I'm going to keep going. I'm getting tired of holding this darn camera, so I'm going to turn it off. And as soon as I get on something else good, I'll turn it back on. Good morning. I wanted to explain the ray of sunshine, the spiral method, a little bit better. It's a beautiful day, so I'm going to give you an actual drawing. You want to pay attention because there will be a test later. I know you're wondering, hey, will it be true, false, or multiple choice? Well, just pay attention, follow along, and you'll find out. I'm sure you'll pass it. Take a look at the ground here. You can see I drew some stuff out, and you're probably going, man, you are just stoned, dude. Like, this is like the Nazca lines. Well, I'm not stoned, and these are not the Nazca lines. But this does represent a methodology that I've used to successfully find gold and find more gold in one nugget washes in areas where it doesn't seem like there's any more nuggets. So where the little rock crusher piece is here, the little handle, let's just pretend for fun that's where the 3 nuggets came from, this little circle right here. That's going to be our sun. And you can see I've drawn some lines over here. That's going to be our first ray of sunshine, grid marks. And I'm standing in another ray of sunshine. And there's another ray of sunshine over here, but it has extra lines on it. So that's what we're looking at. So let me explain to you how this method works. So just for fun, let's just say this is a wash going this way, going behind me, right through my feet here. We're going to pretend to the right is a hill and the left is a flat area, just like my previous video. So finding no more nuggets. So how do I find the next nugget in the area? Well, maybe there is none, but this is the method you can use to find more. So you can just literally draw out in the ground if you want to, or you can just lay out a piece of rope or whatever you want to do, or just line up rocks, whatever works for you. Using lines and a rope or something is probably the most thorough way to do it. Once you do that, you just carefully walk up the ray of sunshine, hoping to hit some sunshine gold, and just kind of go up, just like this, really slow, grit it, go as far as you want. It's a happy little ray, there's no right, no wrong, right? And head back to your centerpiece again and go up the next ray. Again, no right, no wrong, do it thoroughly. Obviously, I'm not detecting, the detector is not on. And again, to the third ray of sunshine. I'm not going to go up this one, but I'm going to explain the spiral method to you. So again, I'm standing here in the circle, or whatever you want to call it, where the nuggets were found, or the nugget, or whatever case you have. Now think of these lines here in this ray of sunshine as lanes on like a racetrack. So here's where your pit crew would be. This would be lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, lane 4, lane 5 to infinity and beyond. So you would start here in this first one, and you just detect real thoroughly and go in a circle. Try not to get dizzy and fall over. If you don't find anything, you go to your second one. Repeat. You may get you're spiraling out bigger and bigger. So you're going from ray of sunshine to spiral. Third, fourth, fifth, and remember, I'm not really detecting, but the idea is to go really slow. And you're slowly gridding. You're just doing this big, thorough circle, expanding your search area, because you want to find where those other nuggets are. And that is exactly how I found the rest of the nuggets that you saw in the video. So it's a real simple method. It's not rocket science. It's just slowing down and being methodical. So hope this patch hunting lesson helped you. Helped me find that line of bedrock and some more nuggets. You know, again, there's going to be a test later. So make sure you study. And I'm going to go cool off and enjoy some steak and something cold to drink. Later.